Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kuhak Badash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching His truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about surveillance and data centers, you know, all that shit that's setting up the New World Order, and it's already set up anyway. But it's all leading to that New World Order with the chip implant. But I don't have any videos related to the chip implant, but I will be talking about it, Lord willing. But anyway, I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture, my best ability, say whatever God say through Spirit and power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurhak Wadash. Lord willing, be on me. Let's get it. Let me start that over if you ain't seen it on full screen. Of course, Wi-Fi detecting your motion and your person detecting with Wi-Fi signals. And this is just a low budget version of what she got.
So how do we go from posting iFunny memes to our every move being tracked by law enforcement? Now, if you've ever seen the Do Not Track pop-up on your iPhone that permits or denies third-party tracking, which comes with an ad ID. Because if your browser profile, for example, is saved on your computer, and then you have the same browser profile on your phone, everything's linked, you have the same ad ID, third-party tracking, all comes down to this ad ID. Now, since you share the same ad ID, it lets data brokers compare notes about you. Now, these bundles of data contain personal information, such as your location, which is very important for law enforcement, your birth year, your gender, and your search terms that you search on the internet.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? An eerie sense that the deck is stacked against you by someone or something hovering in the corner of your eye? You're not alone. According to a recent Gallup poll, 7 out of 10 Americans oppose the construction of data centers in their backyard to power AI. But despite this incredible statistic, opposing ChatGPT and sprawling server farms could be the reason you show up on a federal watch list, according to documents I obtained and published with Wired. This is America's new surveillance regime. With the help of insider voices, we'll paint a picture of the deep state embarking on a vast new conspiracy. This time, the government's fight isn't with foreign adversaries like Iran, China, or Russia. It's here on American soil.
But they always want to paint that picture. Like they're trying to spy on you with all this China-made stuff. But it's actually America. And Israel, or the Amalek. United States of Amalek. Shit. And you got other countries spying. But hell, all these niggas. And it's really all... It's all about spying on all citizens around the world, ultimately. And they want to be as gods. And that's that. That's what they want.
And its alleged enemies are everyday Americans working everyday American jobs. The goal isn't protecting national security, but the profits and feelings of corporate America.
This is telling the Justice Department, the FBI, the DEA, the Secret Service, all these agencies, hey guys, we have to focus on this.
The price of gas, food, childcare, everything is going up. And to see something that characterizes class-based or economic grievances as an indicator of terrorism or a dangerous belief is really shocking.
My name is Daniel Boguslaw, and I'm an investigative reporter covering national security and U.S. intelligence agencies. Stick with me over the next few minutes. We'll not only outline this new conspiracy, but for the first time, we'll reveal one government agency that is taking on an unprecedented role in the war against workers. Lists are being drawn up, new categories of dissent are being formulated, and the citizens being targeted are just like you. Let's take a look at what your government doesn't want you to know. The clearest signpost of a new mass surveillance and intimidation campaign taking place across the country is an unassuming 5-character acronym, NSPM-7. short for National Security Presidential Memorandum 7.
Can we assume that you or persons under your direction at the Department of Justice have prepared that list of groups or entities who are designated as domestic terrorist organizations? And I just remind you that's a yes or no question. Did you prepare
I'm not
the
going to
list?
answer it yes or no.
This was the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi refusing to answer a member of Congress's question about the formulation of secret lists of subversives under NSPM 7. And her efforts to obscure the narrative around this program go even deeper. My former colleague, independent journalist Ken Klippenstein, began investigating the investigators and obtaining confidential documents. In response, Klippenstein had several visits from Bondi's direct reports at the FBI. So I booked a trip to Madison, Wisconsin to talk to him about it.
At this point, I've had 2 visits for stories that I've done from different FBI agents. One was from a field office at Middleton, which is like 15 or 20 minutes from where I live here in Madison, Wisconsin.
I asked Ken to take me back to the start of this conspiracy. 7 months ago on September 25th, 2025, when President Trump signed an executive order that unleashed drastic impacts and very little media scrutiny.
It's really a significant order because when it was first handed down, I think there was a lot of confusion about what it was, or questions about, oh, this is just rhetoric. Trump says a lot of things, which he does say a lot of things that there's, it's just Trump saying crazy things. But this was absolutely something that has been interpreted by the federal government as something that we're going to operationalize.
But where did NSPM 7 and the FBI's visit to Ken come from?
NSPM 7 and those visits are related to a sense of paranoia that I think pervades certainly the national security establishment as a result of some of the high-profile acts of violence that we've seen, the attempted assassination of President Trump when he was on the campaign trail, the murder of Charlie Kirk, murder of the CEO of United Healthcare, which has created, when I talk to people from these agencies, a sense of that there's an uprising against the kind of political elite.
While the average American who takes issue with the greed of big corporations, the overreach of big government, and sky-high health insurance rates isn't about to commit an act of political violence, they're being targeted by the same powers used to target lunatic assassins.
It's unusually open about what they're targeting, and on the list are things like anti-Christian sentiment, anti-traditional family sentiment, anti-Americanism.
What about anti-capitalism? Is that on the list?
Yes, anti-capitalism is also on the list.
Anti-tech
Hold on, did he say anti-Semitism? It's an anti-Americanism. The fuck is that?
Targeting, and
I mean, I know what it is. Anti-American.
on the list are things like anti-Christian sentiment,
What about
traditional family sentiment, anti-Americanism.
He ain't saying about anti-Semitism.
What about anti-capitalism?
I mean, it's supposed to be shim. Anti-shim, but not sim.
Is that on the list?
Yes, anti-capitalism is also on the list.
Anti-tech sentiment has also...
Oh, yeah. And they want to protect their precious data centers from $300 drones. Oh, what did they say? Yeah, $3,000 drones or whatever the fuck.
showed up in
And they're going to probably do an attack false flag on their own shit. Like they always do.
federal law enforcement documents as a focal point of surveillance. Ken told me that these extremely broad and vague categories aren't just talking points, but massive dragnets to swoop up all kinds of speech and dissent.
So this is telling the Justice Department, the FBI, the DEA, the Secret Service, all these agencies, hey guys, we have to focus on this, and what we're focused on is that list of so-called indicators I was describing before. They're supposed to tell you, or the administration says is supposed to tell you, what will portend future acts of terrorism.
I wonder, is something big going to happen on 4th of July? It's always, no. It always be on when you don't least expect it. And, you know, people are expecting something, some false flag event to happen on 4th of July, but that's too damn obvious. But something like, I mean, you got large gathering. I don't even know if anybody gonna be gathering in certain places to celebrate this bullshit ass day. I don't know, cause you know how America's dead as fuck. Yeah, America is dead as fuck. Nobody ain't going out like they used to. And all that other shit. But anyway, I'm just thinking, whatever.
This is something on which people are being promoted, resources are being allocated at the field office level in all.
I ain't gonna play no more of this. I'm just curious about what this video is about. If you wanna watch the rest of it, they go to the title of it, they go to the channel. And we go to the next one.
If you care about your privacy, you need to stop what you're doing and pay attention right now. Just 11 days ago, on June 16th, 2026, Bill C-8 received royal assent and became law. This is the bill that was previously known as Bill C-26. It died when Parliament was prorogued, but then they brought it back, rebranded it as Bill C-8, and now it's official. They just flipped the switch on one of the most dangerous surveillance powers that we've seen in years. We're talking warrantless spying, secret gag orders, and internet kill switches on a minister's signature. This is happening in Canada today. Your phone, your internet, your location information, your browsing history is now all theirs for the taking. We all know they've already been doing all of this for many years now, but they just put pen to paper and made it officially legal. They sold it to you as a cybersecurity bill to protect critical infrastructure. But when you actually read what's in it, and I've gone through the details, what you've got is a massive expansion of government power over your internet service provider and your personal data. Section after section gives them powers to demand your data, like subscriber info, location tracking, browser history and website visits, metadata, communications, and financial records, all without a single warrant. One politician's signature is all they need, and that's it. Your entire digital life gets handed over. So let me break this down for you, step by step, because this isn't some minor tweak of the rules. This is a full-on surveillance upgrade, disguised as cybersecurity. So first up, we've got the big one, the power to
Well, hey, at least Satan should get an advantage of us before we're not eating up his device. We see through this shit. It's just other people don't. And other people really don't care.
Connect you. The Minister of Industry can now order a telecom provider to prohibit or suspend service to any specified person, a person like you, and there's no court review required beforehand. The order takes effect the moment the minister signs it, and they can also impose non-disclosure agreements, a gag order, so the company can't even tell you why your services were cut, and there's no compensation for any losses that you'll suffer. Just think about that for a second. Your internet or phone service can be shut off in secret with no judicial oversight. How is that about cybersecurity? In a country that already has some of the most expansive surveillance laws, now one minister can flip the switch on your digital life with no due process and no transparency. Next up, we've got warrantless data collection on steroids. Section 15.4 of the amended Telecommunications Act gives the minister an open-ended power to compel any person to hand over whatever information the minister considers necessary, with no warrant and no judicial authorization. And that data can be shared across federal agencies, including intelligence agencies, like CSIS, Canada's very own version of the CIA. And this isn't hypothetical. The bill was sold as protecting critical infrastructure, like banks, energy, transport, and telecoms. But the real targets are you and me, your data flowing through those networks. And then there's the encryption kill switch. The orders are so sweeping, like do anything to secure the system, that they can force companies to weaken encryption or install secret backdoors. Your encrypted messages are suddenly not so encrypted. As I said, all of this was sold as protecting critical infrastructure. It's all lies. In reality, this is a blank check for mass surveillance on every single Canadian. They killed the amendments that would have forced judges to approve this tyranny. Secrecy by design. That's their motto now. But this is not security. This is control. Total, unaccountable, digital tyranny. They keep telling us these powers are necessary to protect us from cyber threats. But time and time again, we've seen how these so-called necessary or temporary powers get abused. This bill revives the very same agenda that was in Bill C-26. Minimal safeguards, maximum secrecy, warrantless access to your data, and the ability to cut off your internet access in secret. This is the kind of legislation that happens in countries that we criticize. Not Canada, but here we are. So what do we do about this? Well, first, please share this video far and wide, my friends. Get it in front of as many.
Man, there ain't nothing you can do about it. And this same shit happening in America. If it's not now, it will be later. And plus around the world, every country. Shit. One thing you can do is pray to Yahweh Shema Shah for mercy. We gotta let this go. It's gotta be, because I mean, all this shit that's building up, the Lord is allowing this devil Esau, so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot. Also, a baby dick sucking. I forgot to mention. He a baby dick sucking, foreskin eating Jewish faggot nigga named Amalek. The Lord got to allow Esau, Amalek to continue on with their enterprise. Matter of fact, let me get that. If I can find it. Yeah, you gotta allow them to continue on with their enterprise, but the Lord's gonna disappoint them in their enterprise. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, which that be Esau, Edom, Amalek. so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, and the Lord is going to stop them for it. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward, and carry it headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and that be Esau. And the ladies come together, have meetings, and conjure up how they're gonna outsmart the people, and thinking they can outsmart the Lord and such. Oh hell no, that's not gonna happen. And group in noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, and from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the Lord saveth them from the actual sword and their mouth telling lies and such. Yep, from Esau. But everybody else, they get fucked over. They get left behind, get destroyed by Esau. Anyway, if you want to watch the rest of this video, which is not much left, they go to title of the video, they go to channel. Let's get to the next one. If I can find it, where am I at? Oh, here we go.
We're living in the agentic AI era where AI can...
A lot of people see cameras like this in their city. So anyways, we started filming their employees, and when they would pull up in their car, and I'd be like, hey sir, just want to let you know, you're under surveillance, but don't worry, it's for your safety. And they were all spooked, and they get away, and I was like running with their car, with the camera, and then another employee comes up, and I'm like, hey sir, do you work for Flock? He's like, Flock, never heard of it, what's that? I'm actually for this construction company. I'm like, okay, probably not, but okay. Then the police come in, they box our car in from leaving the parking lot, and even people in that business area that were trying to just go to work, they held them there. And they're like, no, you got to talk with this guy before you leave. And I'm like, so are you detaining me? We have a showdown with the police where they wrongfully are just keeping me there, not answering my questions. Anyways, we talked to the Flock guy, and he's like, you know what? I felt very unsafe. I said, sir, did you feel unsafe because we were filming you? He's like, yes. I'm like, oh, like, come on now.
Shoes on the other foot now, huh, Park?
Is that what I think it is? That 100% is a Flock camera system. I wonder how it's put in the ground. Wow, let's take a look. Nothing too crazy. Be a shame if someone took it down. I don't think that's going to stay there for very long. This camera listed on DFlock. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research into how the city is allocating funds for those Flock cameras. From what I understand, the way Flock operates, it's under contract. So the city doesn't own them, the state doesn't own them, no one owns them besides Flock. The city allocates funds to Flock. Flock then sends people out to install the cameras. The pole themselves and everything like that is not crash tested like every other street sign. You guys tell me what you think about Flock cameras. Because I'm sure there is a benefit, like you stole a vehicle, blah, 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 blah. But there's so many other circumstances where a number on a license plate has been misconstrued for another number, and it comes back to like someone that has a felony warrant out for their arrest.
It'd be cool if they had noise cancellation for microphones, because I want to hear this nigga motorcycle.
Or something like that. Because I definitely encourage you guys to do your own research into it. Not only Flock cameras, signal trace, and all sorts of crazy stuff where they monitor like the signal coming from your phone. It's a rabbit hole, dude. Just imagine talking to a boomer about this stuff. Like 20 years ago, they call you crazy.
We talked to the Flock guy, and he's like, you know what? I felt very unsafe. I said, sir, did you feel unsafe because we were filming you? He's like, yes. I'm like, oh. Like, come on now.
Shoes on the other foot now, huh, Park?
Flock Safety is a license plate reader camera system that your city council or your local sheriff votes in, and the argument is, hey, it helps us track violent criminals. The polls I put on Instagram and YouTube were both at about 90% no, I don't want Flock in my city. The second thing we were going to do is put them under surveillance. Went to their first headquarters, no signage on the building, completely anonymous. We went to their drone headquarters. It's a construction company is what the front looks like. And so we look around this entire huge building, nothing says Flock. So anyways, we started filming their employees, and when they would pull up in their car, and I'd be like, hey sir, just want to let you know, you're under surveillance, but don't worry, it's for your safety. And they were all spooked, and they get away, and I was like running their...
I've seen this earlier. I don't know why they're playing this shit again.
This member's approved, now boom, now it's audio, now it's facial.
If you're wondering what Flock cameras are capable of, I've compiled a list and it's pages long. So sit the fuck down. As we already know, they track everything. They track your license plate, the make, model, color of your vehicle, the year of your vehicle, any distinguishing marks, bumper stickers, dents, rust spots, scratches, doesn't matter. They will track your vehicle and they will start to learn your routine from the minute you leave your house, where you go, because there's multiple cameras. They'll watch for you, follow your routes, and then they will tell when you get home. They'll establish a routine, all that fun stuff. But there's way more. Now have the ability to recognize the way that you walk. So if you, for whatever reason, were to like accidentally destroy one of them, throw like a bunch of rocks in one of your shoes or something so it makes you walk with like a messed up limp so that they can't recognize you by your walk. They say they don't have facial recognition, but that's bullshit. It's run by AI. We all know there's facial recognition in those things. If there was no facial recognition, then why would it be absolutely necessary to wear infrared blocking glasses anytime you approach one of them so that it can't scan your retinas? I've even heard people say that regular face masks, like ski masks, won't work because it can still distinguish your facial features even with one of those on. So aside from memorizing your vehicle and your routine, it also starts to memorize passengers in those vehicles. And it now has a convoy alert where it will tell local law enforcement if you have another vehicle that you often travel with, another vehicle that you frequently meet up with, or somebody who tends to follow behind you a lot. If you go anywhere near one of these things with a device that has access to any network and it belongs to you, they will know it was you, whether they see you on the camera or not, because those cameras have the ability of pinging off of the device in your pocket and finding out who the owner of that device is. Even if you're in the camera's blind spot, it can still place you at the scene. This is going to be a multi-part video because I have to go to work in literally 3 minutes. I have to leave my house and I do not have time to go over all of this today. I'll be posting this and then
Damn, sure, I ain't got enough time to be going over this whole video. Man. You wanna watch the rest of the video, they go the title and they go to channel. Hold on, you know what? I'm gonna let it play some more.
We'll finish the next however many.
I keep forgetting. I got this video, that video, and that. It is like 2 more. I was thinking about playing these with the robots, but I was like, let me wait on them too.
Ports it takes.
Talking about robots. Was it UB Tech unveil AI-powered bionic humanoid companion robots? They show emotions. Whatever, but it's still companion robots. What that movie Companion? Yeah.
To give you
and that motherfucker turn around and kill your ass.
All of the information that I have gathered on these cameras. One more parting thing about these cameras before I do go for the day is that since they are run by AI, the police can actually go up to their database for flock cameras and type in green hatchback with roof rack and a dent above the passenger tail light, and it will bring up every account that specific car was caught on camera on any flock camera anywhere at any given time, which effectively acts as an active tracking net for real-time alerts. It gets so much worse and it gets so much scarier. If you don't want to miss part 2, hit that follow button. If you like random facts and you're here for my usual content, stay tuned. Be aware of cameras, and if there's anything that you might.
Even more terrifying is being installed all over America. It's made by a defense contractor called Leonardo, and here's what it does. So the biggest problem with these LPRs, license plate readers like Flock, is that it needs to use a license plate to identify you, at least right now, and they can't tell who else is in your car. So what's their genius fucking solution to this? Well, they've made a device that can be installed.
I mean, these folks making such a big deal about these cameras. You need to make a big deal about the chip implant that's coming after this shit. After these cameras be set up, the chip implant's the last thing you need to be concerned about. Especially for you Israelites. That's why you need to seek the Lord. Alright, I'm officially done. I'm about flocked out of this. Hold on, let me see what this is about. I'm about done listening about flock cameras and shit. Let's see what this is about.
$1 of that 12.75 million goes to a driver whose insurance went up. It goes to the state of California.
I don't know where it starts off. Let me just go and skip a little bit. Let's see what this do.
We exposed a
fucking John Offsaw. I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. Let's go to the next video. Fuck this nigga. He just fucked up everything. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read something. Psalm chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares. Previously they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And what they got right now, with all this infrastructure, surveillance power, they got all the, pretty much what I'm trying to say, they got all this shit. And they damn, it's like this bitches, these cameras got so many features. So many abilities. You can cover up your face like that one lady with the red hair. She was like, there's so many so many features they have that you trying to run away from or hide your face from, you can't really do it. They can tell who you are. If your phone ain't on you and if you got your face covered up, they can still tell who you are. And oh yeah, that was the what was it? When the face masks was I won't say mandatory, but people was all about wearing the face masks since COVID came around. Yeah, that was the time they wanted to distinguish or detect what your, I don't know the best word to say. At that time, they had to know what your face was like, or the likeness of your face with the face mask on. Once they find out what your face looked like if it was face mask off, or what about your face being fully covered, fully covered up from head to the chin. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that part. They probably could tell too. They probably got the technology to tell if that's your face, especially with the structure. I don't know. Well, I will say the structure, even if it's covered up and you got something that's covered up, I don't know. But hey, man, the Lord gave this devil Esau the ability to do damn near everything with that technology. But they can't live forever with that shit. That's one thing. But they trying to live forever with this technology. But I don't think they're gonna get that far or get that close. Anyway, but the heart is deep. Let's get to the next one.
The Five Eyes Spy Agency Alliance has warned that the most advanced AI models are improving so quickly that they could outpace current cybersecurity defenses within months.
And the warning comes as governments and businesses face growing concerns about the use of AI in cyber attacks. The Five Eyes Alliance brings together the intelligence agencies of the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. In a joint advisory, the agencies said organizations should prepare for a future in which AI makes cyber attacks faster, more effective, and harder to.
Oh, these niggas they up to some shit that's gonna fuck up a lot of people.
Detect. Officials also.
They're the ones who bringing all these cyber attacks. Well, not these guys, but well, in a way they are, but they're just lower. They just basically hitman, like a higher ranking hitchman or whatever to the elite.
Warned that security breaches are likely to occur and said that the focus should be on detecting, containing, and recovering from attacks more quickly.
The agencies urged organizations to strengthen their cybersecurity practices, including modernizing outdated systems and restricting access to critical networks. They also encourage defenders to use AI tools themselves to identify security weaknesses earlier and respond to incidents more rapidly. Well, the warning follows claims by AI company Anthropic that its most advanced models have shown unprecedented ability to identify software vulnerabilities. Earlier this month, Anthropic suspended access to its Mythos 5 and Fable 5 models for foreign nationals, and this after receiving a U.S. national security directive.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Cybersecurity Agency, CISA, has shortened the time available to fix serious government network vulnerabilities, reducing deadlines to just 3 days. The move reflects the speed at which AI could change the cyber threat landscape and the need for defenses to keep pace.
With Delitex Nova.
Yo, they're about to dig up a cemetery to put a data center in Cave City, Kentucky. They're trying to do it right now. Now, the people of Cave City have been blocking this data center, but at the end of the day, it's coming. And when it does, they're pretty much going to move several people. Anybody in Kentucky, anybody in Cave City, just be mindful of this. If your family is buried at this cemetery, which I'm going to put in the comments, you definitely need to get on it. And you definitely need to complain to your magistrate, your local government, anybody that'll listen. Have a good day.
I work at an architecture firm that makes a lot of data centers.
I think that guy was a Jake, the first dude.
And something I don't see being discussed a lot is the amount of bodies that are exhumed to build these things. A lot of data centers in the US are being built in Northern Virginia. And when you think of Northern Virginia, big, sprawling, open plains begging for construction probably don't come to mind. The whole thing's basically been developed into the suburbs. So where do you find a place that hasn't been developed yet in such a popular metro area? Civil War battlefields. So when you start digging around in these battlefields, trying to make room for buildings that are the size of multiple football fields, you're going to find a lot of graves, unmarked graves, weapons, cannonballs, all kinds of things. Just a little fun fact in case you were looking for another reason to love data centers.
Wow, Jeff Bezos said the quiet part out loud, folks.
He wants to give AI water over humans, over us and your kids. He wants to give it to these computers because they are going to change the course of the history of the world. Not these flowers, not lush gardens, not food to feed.
And these a bunch. And even and look, for the Edomites, they pissed off about this shit. Yeah. Now you see, now for you low level Edomites, now you should see who is your true. But of course, we still gonna be your enemy. Shit. Yeah, these motherfuckers still gonna see you Israelites as enemies. I mean, but shit, you see with your own people, how they treat you. What I'm saying, I hope it makes sense. But God, what I'm trying to say is, for you low levels, I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, anyway.
Everyone, we're like the last kids on the playground.
Y'all basically niggas, yeah, to these people.
Not getting
now you low level Edomites see how it feels to be in the same spot we in.
Picked anymore.
But doesn't mean we gonna fight along. Well, you gonna have some Jason gonna fight along with these people. See, I'm trying to find the right words to say, and all I'm doing is just jumbling my words all here and there, and I'm trying to find the right words. But I guess that those choices of words are, I guess, good enough. But yeah, now y'all seeing how I feel to be fucked around with and be stripped and robbed from your land and water and whatever the hell else. Shit.
Something you didn't know about data centers. So not only do they take up a lot of our resources, the same resources we need to survive, electricity and water, they also have this thing that they're not telling you about, which is the components only last about 3 years and then they have to be replaced. See, one of my clients is a manufacturer of the components for all of these servers. And the thing they are not sharing with people is once they get the funds to build these data centers, within about 3 years, those servers need to be upgraded. What do they do with the old servers? They throw them out, they recycle them.
Yeah, shit, they just destroy them, really. Most likely destroy them because, you know, these niggas are such wasteful assholes. They just destroy things, never bother to reutilize and reuse them or whatever. It's just whatever. Let me go ahead and read some. Let's see, Ecclesiastes chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to their own people, Esau, treating his own people like shit, taking their land, poisoning the water that the majority of their the low level Edomites drink is being poisoned due to these data centers and, you know, all that shit. He's pretty much being evil to his own people. To whom will he be good? So I mean, you Israelites know damn well this devil's an asshole, and he always been one from the get-go, from the lower levels to the higher ups. But y'all niggas still putting your trust in these motherfuckers. Shit. You better realize that this nigga ain't. You can't trust this devil, man. From the lower level devil to the higher ups, you can't trust these devils. No. Let me get to this one. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Pretty much the point is this part right here. Yeah, the unwise king destroyeth his people. So he's destroying everybody, even his own. Yep.
But you think about the cost of the servers, they have to...
all this destruction just to be a god. To play as a god. Because that's all they doing. They playing as a god. Because they ain't really nowhere near the level of Yahweh. This is all tacky. It's limited. Because it needs power. It needs water. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. The power of Yahweh by Shema Rashah is unlimited. It needs no water. They create water. It needs no energy. They create energy. Shit, it's like whatever. They don't need nobody building a whatever, man. But they want to be like gods.
Raise all that money again.
And they willing to destroy the planet just to reach that status. I mean, god dang, bro. This nigga got to be stopped, bro, before no flesh be saved.
So every 3 years or so, they're going to have to replace the servers. Look this up. This is true. This is something that nobody...
these some wasteful ass niggas, man.
...is talking about, but needs to be discussed because the initial installment of these data centers is one thing, but you also have to look at how much it's going to cost just to keep these things running after 3, 6, 9 years. It's ridiculously expensive.
And down there, them parts and GPUs and shit, after so long, they going to wear out because the heat still going to get to it. I mean, they can have so much water to keep the shit cool, but the heat's still gonna get to it, and something's gonna go bad, and you know, it's going. And then plus to keep updated, they want to make sure they have updated technology. I don't think they're gonna have these servers just 3 or 4. The hell, they're gonna be probably changing these servers out or whatever, GPUs, chips, and all that shit changed out probably once every 2 years, or such and such. And just also, or what also they gonna be replacing hardware? I mean, hard drives, solid state drives, all of that shit, constantly replacing.
You and I. There is another huge problem with data centers that we're not even talking about yet. I live in Michigan. I am a homeowner. Luckily for me, I don't live in Saline, in the zip code where they are building a huge data center. But I had a hunch that this was going to completely screw over the homeowners that do live in that zip code, and I was right. And this is something that you guys can all do on your own all across the country. I can pretty much guarantee you that any city where they're building these data centers, in the zip code where the data centers are being built within a 3 to 5 mile radius, people are not going to be able to sell their homes, and their property value is going to tank, and I can prove it. These are literally all beautiful, huge, stunning homes, for the record.
Boo fucking who. Anyway, I don't care. So that's just showing. Oh well, that's showing you that people who got money. I wouldn't consider somebody who owns a house that's that much money really got money. Well, people who live in. I mean, I want, you know, this shit's gonna affect everybody. You know, this shit's gonna affect everybody.
Scrubbing bubble.
I don't know about someone who's living in a multi-million-dollar home, like say Jeff Bezos. They ain't gonna put no fucking data center. He ain't gonna put no data center right in his back of his yard. No, hell fucking no. He want to keep them bitches far away. Matter of fact, they're not even. I don't even think they living in the States. A lot of them niggas are living somewhere out of the country. Heck yeah, they might spend a day in America and fly back to their home, like it's, you know, like it's a day of going to work. Like someone. Like say me, I'm going to my 9 to 5 to go to work in my car, but then they go on they 9 to 5 going to America to fly, and then they fly back home to their private island, like they, like, you know, like it's a everyday thing.
That's the scrubby way.
Scrubby.
If you have tried
gracious,
multiple
man.
oral antidepressants,
I can't for the life of me wrap my head around the thought that all these data centers popping up have to use fresh, drinkable water to cool their servers. Why can't we use recycled water, wastewater, salt water? It doesn't make.
No, you can't use salt water. They say it corrodes the equipment and shit. It's probably gotta be the best water. Hell, even the elite drinking the best. They data centers need that type of water. The what is it, 7 point something pH type of water.
Makes sense.
Hell, they probably don't want to use the water. They probably got a system set up to strip the fluoride out the water just for their data centers, because they're not sure if the fluoride might damage their equipment. But they still gonna give you people fluoride and whatever other chemicals.
All these videos of like lakes in Roanoke, Lake Anna's down, like they're down inches upon inches. Has anybody thought, and I ain't seen this nowhere else, Dasani should step up? Because if you're a real water drinker, you know ain't nobody drinking that shit. Why aren't they supplying water to these data centers?
There's something not right here. I think they're lying to us about why we need to be building all of these AI data centers.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility.
2 million.
Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
They're saying that that's what it's being used for, but I'm not sure because there's not that much need. It's like it doesn't take that much power.
That's what I told you.
Right? It's got to be some kind of surveillance thing.
I'm telling
it's
you.
It's not to power ChatGPT.
Block C, cell A24, maybe like 2 million square feet.
We have 10x probably around there in terms of the number of data centers and the capacity, quote unquote.
So in the United States, they got 5,381 data centers in Germany, and all the rest of them got a few hundred to a couple hundred. But goddamn, America shit.
Of compute compared to other countries. So I do think it's weird. They keep saying we need like more data centers. We already have a shitload of data centers. They literally want the power to know what each individual is doing at any.
I have waves of intense anger. Like, what do you mean no one wants data centers and they're going to build them? What do you mean we have a plastic problem and corporations just pump out plastic for new products? Come up with something else. What do you mean there's fast fashion in a desert trying to, like, burn up? Stop making it. Make a law. And for
Alright, anyway. I'm tired. Shit. If you want to watch the rest of the video, be my guest. They go to the title of it. They go to the channel. But it's the future. And it's all fine. It's going to be finalized with the chip implant, the mark of the beast. They're setting everything up. And a lot of these people that are not aware about what's going on, it's going to catch them by surprise. But don't let this catch you by the surprise. Be thankful and grateful to Yahweh Shema Shah. Open up your eyes to see and your ears to hear and your brain cells to process what's going on. Yeah. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They cover fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man's heritage. And this is the goal, oppression. And when they get all these data centers set up and cameras set up and drones set up to fly around and all that shit, all they need left is the chip implant for every human being around the world. But don't worry, don't daggone stress yourself out about it. Just pray to the Lord, keep you strong and endure. And without that, hey man, it's gonna be rough, man. It's easy said and done, but it's gonna get rough. But we just pray the Lord have mercy on every one of the hopeful elect to become of the elect. Yeah, that'd be the best way to how to say it. We hope and pray that Lord make us through these dangerous, hard days. And that's all I got to say. Seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed to what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preach, keep on teach, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.